Hello, I am MarilynLee. I am dying to speak. When I was 9, I figured some things out, some information I needed to have. When I was 9, I learned about relationships and that they need work. And when I was 9, I stopped me from being raped over and over as a child by my father. It sounds detestable, it's true. By the time I'm 4 and 5, he's physically raping me, and if I don't cooperate, then I get more rapes. And I complained to my mother. She said, that's just how the world is. So when I'm 7, fall down some stairs, can't run away. My dad picks me up, puts me into bed. My spine was severely injured, and it started to deform. And I was in great pain at this moment, and I was screaming and screaming. My dad said, no, he just wants to, have sex. He just starts right in. My mother's pounding on the door, pound, stop, stop, stop. I'm screaming. My dad goes out the door. He yells at her. He comes back in, climbs on top of me. My mother's at the door, pound, stop, stop. I'm screaming because I'm in pain, not about him being on top of me, but my back hurts. And I'm just a little kid. All I know is that I'm in pain. So he goes out again and hits her so that she doesn't come to the door again. He comes back and I pass out because I can't take any more violence. So I learned some things, and I learned that when he would come for me with the sexual energy, I started to run out of the house. So when I'm 8 and 9, I'm figuring out how to get out of this. I would create havoc or draw some attention to me so that he would back off. So by the time I'm 9, I have this figured out, and I also know I don't know how these relationships are supposed to work. This doesn't seem right to me, and I found out indeed it was not something we talked about. So I knew I needed to learn about relationships at that age, and I went on and became a teenager, got married at 19, and married someone who was abusive. Who else would I marry? But someone who abused me, that's all I knew. So I tried very hard to make the marriage work, lasted 20 years, and I knew I wasn't doing something right because I had no peace. I was always in turmoil. And I learned I learned things that I don't know. There's some things I have to find out. So when my kids were about this age, I go to college, major in communication, so that I learned about relationships. Later on, I got my master's degree in communication, and I get to teach about relationships. And Richard Bach said we teach what we most need to learn. And that was me. I was a perfect example of that. So I would teach these students these broad, sweeping concepts and philosophies and ideas like treat the other person as if the other person were you. Well, what does that look like? What does that sound like? What does that feel like? And what I did was I figured out that these great concepts need to be brought down into the physical level into behaviors and words. That is the way we utilize these. It's grand to think of the thoughts, but how do they feel when we do them? What is that like? So I would teach the students how to do that with these exercises that I put together. So I taught for 15 years, and then I had back surgery, had my spine realigned. And that took 12 hours of surgery, went to Baylor Clinic in Houston, Texas. And while I was on the table, I had 3 surgeons working on me. While I'm on the table, I died. I went to God. I had my own conversation with God. When I came out of that, I knew certain things, and one is I get to now speak about what is in my heart to help others have relationships too. And this is how you do it, because I knew from all those classes I would teach, and now I can say them. I have a backbone now, a new physical backbone and a new metaphoric backbone. So now I can stand and I teach, and I also do this when I'm being attacked. Don't defend. When you're being attacked, you don't need to defend yourself anymore. There's ways to do this successfully that allows you to cooperate and negotiate. And what I did, since I'm no longer teaching classes, I put them in this book, Speaking Through Your Heart. It's available on Amazon, and what I teach in this book and what I would teach in the classes is like gold. It works like gold to improve the quality of your life. And now I get to speak that and share this book with the world. It works like magic, and it's free. So I'm going to quote myself As I close, whoever heard quoting yourself, I'm going to quote myself, in my other book, The Camp of God's Tears, it's when you put these exercises into practice, it's like tapping into the space between on and off, particle and wave, knowing and not knowing, wherein all possibilities exist. And each possibility becomes a potential, waiting to be materialized in the physical world, just waiting for the seer to see, the asker to ask, the intender to intend. And all of these are embraced by the force, breathlessly waiting to manifest. And I will close with a paraphrase of a song at Disneyland from a ride. It's a small world. It's a world of laughter. It's a world of tears. It's a world of hope. It's a world of fears. It's time we're aware that we are one in this small world we share. Thank you.
6 minutes.
That's good. That's one we keep. Don't you think?
That was good.
It was.
Everything was in there. You sounded powerful.
Okay.
A little rushed, but
True. But that's okay, because this doesn't have to be perfect. They said they're not looking for perfection.
okay.
They said they're looking for...
This had everything in it.
That's what I want.
And you didn't sound squeaky, just a little rushed, but wasn't nervous, just like you were just making sure that you got everything in.
Okay. This is the one we keep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
See, this is the book I want them to publish.